First thing we're going to do is we're going to make Yorkshire puddings. For Yorkshire puddings we need eggs, flour, milk, water, salt and pepper. And just whisk it until all the lumps come out. And here we have a nice loin of pork and strip loin of beef. For the loin of pork, it's pretty plain sailing really. First of all, what we tend to do is have a trivet so the meat actually lies on a trivet of vegetables so it cooks evenly. Just some oil over the top, helps crisp the crackling. We've got some nice rock salt here, lots of salt. Get it all rubbed in. We're now going to score the top, that's to stop the meat from curling up. Obviously when you season it off. Score it one way, score it the other, and season it up, both sides, salt and pepper. So if you give this a minute, about a minute on one side, nicely golden brown, turn it over and seal the other side. And then obviously flip it on to the other side, seal both ends, and then put it on your trivet into the oven at 180 degrees for about 30 minutes. Just pour your mix into your trays, and these go back in the oven 180 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. So we're peeling our potatoes, nice red potatoes, and we're going to seal them in duck fat, season them and add garlic and rosemary for added flavour. So transfer your roast potatoes from the pan into the tray with the butter, garlic and rosemary. Give them a quick toss over, get all them flavours going on in there, and then into the oven. Now when all the veg is prepped, we now have to cook it, and what we're going to do is we've got a pan on the stove, we're going to seal it all off again like we did the roast potatoes, and then add it to a tray and then roast it through the oven. I'm just going to tear off some thyme, that goes into your tray as well. We'll go with the butternut squash next. A touch more butter in there. And at this point we're now going to put these in the oven, and then we'll come back to the celeriac as it takes less time to cook, and also last job courgettes because they take less time to cook as well. So we're just gently glazing these just to get them on the way. Give your tray a mix around, nice toss off and into the oven. With the Yorkshire puddings, as you can see, that they're coming up quite nicely there, and I'm just going to turn them over, because if you don't turn them over then you tend to find that the bottoms are still a little bit undercooked and they tend to go soggy. So if we just pull this out here, just turn them over, just so obviously you can see there with it being in the tray that they're just a little bit under, and you've got to be pretty quick because they're starting to sink. So back into the oven just to cook the bottoms, and so they cook evenly as well. Nice loin of pork. Let's just take the temperature of that. Yeah, it's just about there. So what we're going to do is just leave that to rest for about 5-10 minutes. 3 slices ample enough. Place that there, and there we have it, roast pork. So we take our beef, just plate it up with our roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, and last but not least, serving the vegetables. Give them a quick toss off again, get them coated in all them nice flavours of the rosemary, thyme, garlic and butter. Just serve them in a dish. The butternut squash, the carrots, the swede, the celeriac and the courgette.